Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of HTF Bets. I'm your host, Riley Sheppard. We are back after 2 weeks following Hurricane Ian ripping through the state of Florida late last week, and all of us here at the HTF Network's thoughts continue to be with those impacted by the Category 4 storm. And while the road to recovery will be a long one, any contribution, big or small, can make a huge difference to those in need, so please consider donating with the link in our bio. With that being said, HTF Bets starts now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Welcome back, everybody. As I mentioned earlier, I'm Riley Sheppard, joined alongside my partners in crime, Jeffrey Laux and Weluka Costa. And this week we are joined by Dominic Moeller for his second appearance this season. Dom, how are you doing today? And how about the big UCF win last night?
Hey, I'm doing great. You know, UCF looked amazing last night. Plumlee really played up to his potential, and O'Keefe's starting to really come on as a wide receiver more on. But, we like what we see.
Now, that was a big win, big second half, especially from our boys from the UCF football team. Now, let's transition into, as always, our Beast, Best, and Bust. I'm going to let Jeff start off. He has his Beast. Jeff,
Bust.
what was this?
Ooh, yeah, it is the bust. Ooh. But he also was a beast last night, so you had it correct at first. So I'm going to have to take a look at Mr. JRP, John Rhys Plumlee. So my thing about this guy is I feel like he's Johnny Manziel with a Baker Mayfield-like head. And it's just because he makes the same reads like Baker does and doesn't want to throw it to the right guys. I feel like last night, after the second half started, he started opening up the game of the field and actually started striking down the receivers. But when we played Louisville and we lost our first game of the season, he was very hesitant. He was very risky with the ball. And if things aren't going perfect for him, it's when I get worried about John Rhys, because I feel like if our receivers aren't creating distance or our running backs aren't cutting the holes or getting gaps, then it's going to be issues.
And we saw a lot of big plays, especially from Ryan O'Keefe, Javon Baker, but it seemed like they were the ones making the plays, not necessarily John Rhys. Dominic, what do you think about John Rhys so far?
I think Jeff's analogy of him is perfect. You know, Johnny Manziel type player where he's able to do so much with his feet, but he really needs that offensive system, and his wide receivers do a lot for him. When he throws the wide receivers in space, I think it's way better than him throwing the deep ball or trying to thread the needle. He makes a lot of things happen on his feet. He's a quick guy. I would actually like to see them do more, almost like a Lamar Jackson type of offense. But, you know, they have to establish that run game, of course, first. I think they were able to do that. Against Louisville, you know, they were very sluggish, and it looked like they couldn't get anything going, and that whole second half was just a dumpster fire. So more to see from them. Hopefully they keep the momentum going.
Luca, we play Temple a week from today, actually, next Thursday. What do you want to see more from Gus's offense?
I want to see a more composed Gus offense, if that makes any sense. I feel like our offense at times can be very sporadic, very out and about, you know. A lot of times, like you said, John Rhys Plumlee, he doesn't like to make the right reads, you know. I feel like he panics in the pocket and he figures, you know what, I'm going to do it with my feet. Because, you know, he was wide receiver for 2 years. Yeah. So, and it's been a while since he played quarterback, so I just want to see a more composed Gus offense, a more confidence, and a more sound Gus offense, if that makes any sense. More consistent.
The thing is just the opponents we play, when we play a good defense, they really expose John Rhys. And we only played one good team that had a defense that can put up this year, but even at first half yesterday, SMU has let other teams outscore them by more than 25, 26 points, and we were struggling at first to even move up the field on them because they were reading our read options, they were taking care of the slant work. And then we started to utilize the receivers and the talent that we have back there, and they're less receivers, more like running back, receiver, tight end, athlete. Like that's what it should be, like 247 Sports, like athlete 5-star. That would be Javon, and that would be Ryan O'Keefe.
Yeah, and Rhys Plumlee actually is one of the top rushers in the nation. Do we want to see him run the ball more going forward?
No, because
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes.
Because I feel like Dom does, right?
I want to see him run the ball more.
I want to
He's
see him
quick.
not fumble.
Yeah. I think he has 1 fumble so far through 4 games. Not bad. But
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had the bust this week. I had to, despite the loss, I had to go with TJ Hawkinson for my Detroit Lions. He had a quiet first 3 weeks of the season, but look at the stat line, and we got to talk about the score as well from that game against the Seahawks, 48-45 loss. Hawkinson, 8 receptions, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Basically a 40-piece in fantasy. I had the unfortunate matchup against Hannah Jo Groves. That was the main reason she beat me. Unfortunately, she had TJ. But how do we feel about the Lions offense? They actually lead the league in scoring, but also lead the league in points allowed. So kind of 2 for 1.
See, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of the Lions, bro. Like their offense looks really good. And so last week, I remember it was last week on the Combine. I remember specifically if people asked the Lions were gonna be a playoff team. Y'all said no. It was Nate and I can't remember the other, Nate and Graham. You guys are crazy. The Lions could definitely make the playoffs. I think their offense is very, very, very high powered. I honestly think the defense is just some kinks they got to get figured out. So I see the Lions like as a very decent team this year. You know.
And Dom, I want to ask you this because DeAndre Swift, the Lions running back, is most likely going to be out again this weekend. What do you expect from Hawkinson especially?
I think Hawkins is going to take on a more improved role. You know, he's playing very good. Surprising, I think, everybody. I don't think anybody would have really thought him to be this good. And honestly, I didn't think the Lions were going to be this good. You know, I love Dan Campbell. I love his passion and his fire. Being in the same division as my team, you know, I have to root on their downfall, though. I would hate for my team to be the worst in the division. Looks like it's about to be. But they got to keep this up. You know, Lions are most of a burnout kind of team where they'll burn out towards the end of the year. If they keep this momentum going, we'll see more. TJ Hawkinson is going to take on a more improved role. And I see this Lions offense really finding itself. Honestly, I think they're going to win next week. So.
And I am going to bring that up a little bit later. They do play the Patriots this weekend, but I do want to toss to Luka. I made a mistake earlier. You did have the beast this week.
No,
you had Austin Eckler from the Chargers.
Yes,
Talk more about him.
Yes, sir. So Auckland Eckler had no touchdowns to start the years off. 3 games in, he had not a single touchdown. Then last week he goes to the Texans, balls out, gets 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air, 13 carries for 60 yards, 6 receptions for 49 yards. This was Austin Eckler's coming out party. We all expected him to do good this year because every year he's a very consistent player for the Chargers. Honestly, one of the most underrated running backs in the league, in my opinion. I'd say he's top 7, no doubt, arguably top 5. So, yeah, he balled out. You know, it's happy to see him, creating the Chargers offense like he should have been all year.
3 total touchdowns on Sunday. Jeff, what do you expect from Eckler going forward?
That's a hot take. Top 5, that's steaming hot.
telling you,
That is steamy. That is
so good.
that is
good,
behind
man.
the Met Stadium,
He's good.
steamy garbage
I'm
hot.
telling you, listen, top 7 for
good.
sure. I think he's arguably in the top 5.
That's steamy hot. Anyways, I think Eckler is elite. I put him in the 7 to 9 range of running backs. I don't think he's better than 2 other receiving backs right now in the league. But I think for the future, I think they're going to do well because Herbert's injured. They're going to have to utilize their backs more. Justin Jackson, him, a couple other guys.
And the Chargers obviously had high expectations going into the season.
Oh, yeah.
Injuries haven't helped. But what do the Chargers need to do to get back on track?
Play better defense. Literally play better defense.
Yeah.
Like, you sign Khalil Mack and you sign J.C. Jackson, your defense is still garbage. Like, you guys need to figure this out. Like,
Protect
come on now.
Don't
Justin
forget Joey
Herbert.
Bosa, man.
What? Yeah, come
Yeah.
on, man. Don't
Don't
even
forget
start
Bosa,
it.
man.
They need to figure this out.
Dom, week 4, we're going into week 5. Still early in the season. What is your prediction for the Chargers' final record?
I think they're going to be a wild card type of team. First off, curse you, Austin Eckler. I lost this week because of you, and I passed on you for Dalvin Cook. So,
Oh, you.
necking myself for that. But I think they're battling through a lot of internal things. They're fighting with each other, and honestly, their defense needs to improve. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa off the edge. I mean, cry me a river. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
And that is all the time we have to talk about our beast, best, and bust. But don't go anywhere because we have a lot of fantasy football to go into. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Following HTF alumni Sean Green's quick commercial about his podcast, be sure to tune in, by the way. We are back with our other guest star this week, Isaiah Delgado, for Fantasy Football Week 5. Isaiah, you've been on other shows on this network, but this is actually your first appearance on Bets. How does it feel?
It's exciting. I'm in a suit. I feel fancy. Like, let's take it to church, bro. I'm about to preach on these people.
Yes, sir.
So this segment is dedicated strictly to fantasy football, and Jeff is actually over on the green screen for his top 5 ad drops following Week 4. Jeff, take it away.
What's going on, gentlemen? So I'm back again to hit you with 3 ads and 2 drops. And the 3 ads, not controversial at all, but the 2 drops might be. So I'm going to go through. Tyler Algier, Atlanta Falcons. He has 139 rushing yards on the season, and he runs 5.3 yards per attempt. Also, he is the main guy after Patterson just got injured. Cordell Patterson was playing against the Browns. He tore up his ankle again and went off to the sideline. He's going to be out definitely, and he might be stuck in your IR, so go pick up Tyler Algier. Second, I'd say my man, David Njoku, the Chief. That man is a leaping giant. He is a lion. If you see pictures of him on Instagram, he is ripped. He is jacked. He's better than your tight end in the mirror. Anyways, he's better than most tight ends on the field also. So he's 63% owned. You can still pick him up in various leagues if they're not as deep. The last 2 games, he had 5 receptions, 73 yards against Atlanta. And then 2 games ago, he had 9 receptions, 89 yards in the win against his touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So add that man to your tight end room because tight ends are very risky right now. Number 3, I'd go Mike Boone. He's a running back. He's only owned 0.2% of the leagues, but he's going to be owned in a lot more coming up. He is a 27-year-old running back, and he recently just got signed with Denver this past season, or last season. He got the chance to play with Teddy Bridgewater, and that did not work out too well. But he switched it over and came over, and now he has Russell Wilson. Javonte Williams just went down. He had 142 snaps last game, and that's just way too much for your man, and he was the main guy. They rely too many times on their running backs, and you're going to see a lot of usage from Melvin Gordon and Mike Boone. Drops. Chase Claypool. Drop that man. It's time. I already had Deontay Johnson on. Drop Chase Claypool. Do you see what he did to his rookie QB? First play of the game, the man literally threw it up. Claypool literally tossed it right to the Jets player, and he picked him off. Kenny Pickett gets to start off against the Jets for his first career game with an interception. Thank you, Chase Claypool. You continue to drop passes, continue to disappoint Big Ben, whoever your QB is, whether it's Mason Rudolph, Big Ben, any of those guys. So continue to do that. Thank you, Chase Claypool. Drop that man because there's a lot of better wide receivers for you to go pick up out there, whether it's Joshua Palmer, Isaiah McKenzie, a lot of other better options. Second, Rex Burkhead. Rest in peace, man, Rex Burkhead. Because that man is done. He is toast. He is 4th reserve. He is 5th reserve for the rest of his career. Dameon Pierce is in town, and he is the joy to the season. So as you can see on the screen now, Rex Burkhead, he is a 2-3 yard guy. He does not get up as far at all. Dameon Pierce can at least gash through the holes, get you down 6, 7 yards, 8 yards. Like you'll see in the highlights, it'll switch over to Dameon Pierce. Just electric. Nothing like Rex Burkhead. He's been in the league for way too long, needs to go. He's owned in almost 20% of leagues. What are you doing? Get rid of that man. All right, gentlemen, how you feeling about it?
I mean, I think all of them. The only one I would not even disagree with, the one I'd be most skeptical about is David Njoku. Not because he's bad. Don't get me wrong. David Njoku is pretty good, but it's just that Browns offense is so run heavy, bro. They got Kareem Hunt, and you got Nick Chubb back there. Plus Amari Cooper, bro. Even though he's been underwhelming to say the least.
Yeah.
Who? Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper had back-to-back 100-yard games.
Let's not talk about Amari Cooper. Let's talk about the Browns offense.
He already had back-to-back 100-yard games with 2 touchdowns.
If that's the case, then why are you taking pick up David Njoku?
The Browns are
because we use our tight ends a lot in Kemp's fancy system, which is from the Viking system, which is Mike Zimmer. And Mike Zimmer likes to not Mike Zimmer, sorry. Gosh, I'm forgetting the guy's name. Anyways, he likes to use the same system. They use their tight ends. Besides Irv Smith and Vikings, he's not as good, so they can't use their tight ends there. So we use our tight ends in Cleveland to show Vikings fans this is how you use your own system.
At the end of the day, Njoku has upside, but if we're going to talk about Rex Burkhead, he shouldn't have been rostered. If you had him on your team, congrats, you're losing.
Yeah, what were you doing in the first place?
He shouldn't have been on your roster. Drop him. You shouldn't have ever drafted him, picked him up, whatever. We're going to talk about Chase Claypool, high upside, but the fact that to drop him, I don't know what Pickett's going to do. He obviously trusted him enough to throw it to him in that game. So, there's a chance. He had a drop. Maybe he gets mad and Mapletron comes out, but his hands aren't sticky enough to catch balls from what we could tell. Drop that name. And then the other guy. Mike Boone. That's the guy I'm talking about. The only reason that you pick him up, in my opinion, Jeff, is if you don't believe that Gordon has anything left in the tank.
He doesn't.
You don't think he has
Have you seen
anything
in the
left
past
in the
2
tank?
seasons?
I would actually take one of our UCF alumni, Latavius Murray. I would actually take him over Boone right now.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't even do that, bro.
I wouldn't either.
Latavius Murray.
If we're talking about running backs, especially from Denver, I would take Murray over Boone right now. I just think he's more consistent. If you're taking a Denver running back, I don't even know if you should.
Probably
but
not.
I don't hate your list. I will admit, I don't hate it. The one that I actually do, that I don't like too much, is actually Tyler Aguilar. With the running back situation that they have right now in Atlanta, I like Caleb Huntley a little bit more. I watched their game this past Sunday, and he proved that he had 8 or 9 straight runs. I'm sorry, Jeff, that you guys actually lost to Atlanta, but it actually had to do with Caleb Huntley. He had a touchdown. They had the same amount of carries, but Huntley had a better yard per carry average, and they're both rookies. They're both rookie running backs. I would take Huntley if I'm taking an Atlanta running back.
And you know why you're wrong? Is because Mr. Aguilar can actually catch the ball. And also, I want to ask your opinion, boys. What is the Chase Claypool verdict? Because I feel like I might be overbiased.
I was gonna say that exactly. I rock with that drop so much. Chase Claypool is garbage, bro. I'm telling you, there's not a single receiver.
He's top
who has
5.
been
Just
on-
ask him.
Top 5
Ask
what?
him.
Top 5
Ask him and he'll tell you he's top 5, bro.
I'm telling you, dude, Chase Claypool is so garbage, and I've been trying to say this for years, bro. The Steelers receivers have not been good in forever. The last good receiver, the last good Steelers receivers was Antonio Brown. That's it. Juju Smith-Schuster, bro, he's literally a better dancer than he's a football player, bro. Deontay Dropson, I'm good. I'll pass. And Chase Claypool, bro, he stinks. So I rock with the Chase Claypool pick heavy.
What about NFL Youngboy?
NFL
Youngboy,
Hey, man, he's got potential, bro. Maybe as a a boxer. I don't know about football.
George
players,
Pickens is legit. He's the wide receiver 1. I called it before the season started. Just give him time. He's going to break out now. Rookie on rookie love. It's about to work out, everybody.
With what QB?
That's all I'm saying.
It's not about having a good QB.
How do you
Jameis
make
made
it
Mike and Godwin relevant. It's about how
First
many
of all,
times you're going to pass the ball.
let's not disrespect Jameis Winston like that.
Let's disrespect Jameis Winston like that.
Serious?
I am
bro,
very
so you're comparing
serious.
Kenny Pickett to Jameis Winston for real?
Nom. Bro, please.
Bro, Kenny Pickett can't even do that. He has tiny hands.
Hey, bro, tiny hands doesn't mean he can't throw up dubs. Like, let's be real. You don't need to be a good quarterback to be.
Dubs you're ever going to be eating.
I'm telling you, nah, bro. It's just, and like, bro, how else you get the ball as a receiver unless the quarterback's throwing you the ball? Unless, I don't know, you just hand it off or you do end arounds all game long.
Just do jet sweeps because they're like he's not getting the ball downfield.
Exactly. So I messed with that.
He's better than you guys are making him out to be, I'm telling you. He doesn't need to be good in real life for him to be a good fantasy quarterback. That's what everybody's forgetting. This is not the real game.
Well, is it not based off real life events?
No,
Jameis
Jameis was a stud, and he threw 30 interceptions, my
That's
guy.
true,
I know, but
the
it's
same
30
season,
touchdowns.
30 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards.
Yeah, and he got dropped.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett Favre threw picks.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Did Brett Favre
Listen.
win Super Bowls?
Hey,
He
man.
won. Jameis didn't.
Hey,
Guess
I'm
what?
just
When he
saying-
left, Tom Brady did.
I'm just saying he is way better than Kenny Pickett, bro. Like, that's not even debate.
I'm
sorry,
not
it's
arguing that, but
debatable.
all I'm saying is you guys can't act like NFL Youngboy can't pop off with a rookie.
Hey, man,
He
I don't
can't.
Know, bro. I think it's
He can.
He can't. Have you seen the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Have you looked at the whole entire team? Have
Hey,
you seen that?
by the
they're-
way,
The only reason
the
Aguilar's
Steelers-
on this list is because Jeff is still in his feels about the fact that his
I'm not in
team
my feels.
lost.
Bro,
I'm not in my
listen,
feels. We beat
bro,
them already.
the
I
Steelers-
have no feelings.
You
towards
didn't
the
lose to him
Steelers.
because the Falcons were good. You lost to him because the Browns were mid, my guy.
The Steelers are good. The Steelers have the third lowest amount of yards produced of total offense, by the way.
They haven't had Pickett
They
in.
have 11.
Pickett did it. Hey, no incomplete passes. No incomplete passes. Let's talk about that real quick.
Hey, man, Riley, you know what?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, but if you guys want to yell at
drops.
Claypool,
No
you want to yell at
incomplete
Claypool, but you want to fault Pickett for having
No,
that
absolutely
interception?
not.
Okay,
Absolutely
then.
not. But we do.
Hail Mary, please.
We do have to go into our week 4 updates, our overview of our fantasy football standings. Austin Walker is the lone undefeated team
God.
left. I don't know how. Austin Walker,
does he.
he is the only 4-0 team left. I am 3-1. Jeff is also 3-1, I believe. And then Luca is 2-2. This weekend, we actually have 2 HTF Bets matchups. I'll be taking on Luca to go back in my winning ways after losing to Hannah Joe this past week. And then Jeff and Austin Walker will be taking each other on. Jeff will be hoping to dethrone Austin as the lone undefeated team. But that is all the time we have for fantasy football. But don't go anywhere because Isaiah and Dom will be staying with us for their first Surefire Bets of the week. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome to HTF Hot Takes. I'm Johnny Jackson. We've got Emily Aaron to my right and Weluka Costa to my left.
Hello and welcome to our segment of Hot Ones. I'm here with Noah Kemper and Grant
Wheeler.
Yep, I knew that. Grant Wheeler.
Listen, I'm a Bulls fan, but I just can't ever argue against LeBron. I watched him my whole life.
I've been going back and forth with this debate for a long time. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Whatever she wanted. I would wake up in a maid costume for Doja Cat.
Brutal.
Jeffrey Laux, no question.
Richie, I would give it to Richie.
It is not Richie. It is not Richie.
No, it's Jeff.
Richie's pronouns are he, they, because he cannot be him.
What?
Oh, wait a second.
I'm gonna have to also agree and say Jeff. He always is spiffy.
It might be Cameron. Cameron's had some good fits.
Out of the women, Norelli always dresses really, really cute.
Oh, that went so awful.
It's basketball.
College football, I think, is the best sport to watch.
If you don't like soccer, it's because you suck at it.
I think college football is the best.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, and as we do every week, concluding the show with our Surefire Bets of the Week, and I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let our two guest stars take it away first. What are your guys' Surefire Bets you're locking in this weekend?
Go ahead, bro.
You know, I got to go with the Titans and Commanders. You know, the Titans are a negative 2.5 spread, and they are having a 42.5 over-under, and I'm going to have to slam the under on that one. The Commanders are horrible. I mean, Carson Wentz is – I don't even know what's wrong with him. He used to be an MVP quarterback. ACLs they left his body, and now we're left with a shell of a human being. I'm going to have to go with the Titans. Derrick Henry looks like a monster. And they're getting back to their old ways where they're running heavy, and they're looking like a great team right now. They found their stride.
All right. Well, the king picked up his crown, so I can rock with that. But speaking of shells of themselves, the Colts have been atrocious. Yeah. Like, there's no way that you go ahead and pick them. Oh, okay. So the Colts are definitely about to lose, and I'm taking them to lose by more than 3.5, which is what the spread is. They're going to go under the 40 points, which is what everybody's picking. And the Broncos are going to go ahead and beat the Colts in what should be a horse race. There's no chance that they're going to lose by anything because the Colts have been garbage. They don't have their number one offensive player in Jonathan Taylor, and they don't have their number one defensive player in Shaq Leonard. So they've been bad. They're only going to get worse.
Now, you heard our two guests. Those are the bets that they're locking in this week. You can choose to listen to them. You can choose to not. But one that you should listen to is myself. I have lost the past 2 weeks, but I'm going to get back over 500 this week because my Detroit Lions are traveling to Foxborough to take on the Patriots and third-string quarterback Bailey Zapp. Somehow the Patriots are favored by 3 points, so I am slamming the Lions to cover the spread. Despite missing DeAndre Swift, the Lions' offense has been unstoppable despite losing. They are 1-3. But they're going to get back. They're going to go to 2-3 this weekend. They're not only going to cover the spread, but I am taking the Lions outright over Bailey Zapp and his 60 whatever, however many touchdowns he threw at Western Kentucky last season. The Lions defense hasn't looked great. Jamal Williams is actually ranked the number 6 running back right now in fantasy. He's had 2 monster games, and the offense is just too much. You should lock that in. They're going to cover, and they're going to win straight up.
Remember whenever Riley clowned me for saying that the Lions' offense would be too much? I just want to remember that. I want you to remember the first episode, he clowned me for that. But I'm going to go into mine real quick. Mine is Steelers at Bills Sunday. Man, listen, so the spread is at 14. Bills are 14-point favorites, which I know sounds crazy. Like, that is an insane spread. Like, over-under is 47. I'm not going to lie. I'm taking the under. 47 because the Steelers just are not going to score the ball. Like, the Steelers suck. Like, they have the third best offense in the NFL. They have 1,100 total yards of offense. Josh Allen alone has 1,200. By the way, Josh Allen is the only player right now in the NFL who is still responsible for all of his team's scores, which means he has every running and every passing touchdown for the Bills offense. The extremely high-powered Bills offense. So, yeah, and the Steelers are 0-8 without T.J. Watt. Sorry, 0-7-1. Without T.J. Watt. The Bills also have the number 1 defense in the league. Jordan Poyer has 4 interceptions. He's the league leader in interceptions. Allen and Diggs are 2-2 at receivers, so it just makes no sense to even think about betting on the Steelers because they're garbage. So I'm taking the Bills 100%, cover the spread at 14, but I'm taking the under.
And before Jeff goes, I just wanted to update our records for our Surefire Bets of the Week. Weluka is actually the only one over 500 this season. Jeff and I are both 2-2, and Weluka is 2-1. Take it away, Jeff.
All right, let's get into it. I am going with another Browns pick for this week. You know,
You gotta stop doing this to yourself,
Look,
man.
this
You
is a
gotta
really
stop.
This is a really good game. Second place AFC West Chargers. Shout out Aaron. Then Browns are first place in the AFC North. This is a crucial game for both teams. If either one of them wins, they claim tiebreakers over each other going off into the season. This is a great matchup for both teams because one team has a weakness in one area, another team has a weakness in another area. So the spread right now is -3 for the Chargers. I am taking the Browns to cover and win this game. The over and under is 47.5. I believe that is perfectly set at where it's at. I'm going to take the under on that actually. Actually, no, I'll take the over on that. I'll take the over. I thought Nick Chubb and Eckler. Okay.
If you watched that Chargers game last year, you would take the over. I played last year.
And talking about that game, Nick Chubb, 161-yard performance last year. And guess what's happening this year with the Chargers?
Their run defense
Their
sucks.
run defense sucks.
Yeah,
Guess against the Chargers this year so far. Edwards-Helaire broke out for a 50-yard run. Dameon Pierce broke out for a 75-yard run touchdown. James Robinson broke out for a 50-yard touchdown. Every team they played so far has a running back that's lesser than Chubb and Hunt, in my opinion, that ran for more, you know, so.
Dom, can you please tell Jeff to stop betting on his Browns?
Look,
I mean,
it's a sin.
When will he learn?
Newsflash, guys. Oh, brother, this guy stinks right now. For real. I mean, why are you betting on the Browns? I get what you're saying with, the Chargers defense sucks. You got Khalil Mack who's going to pile drive
Kill him.
Nick Chubb right there.
Brother. Our pin and pull scheme has only allowed 1 sack this season, and I want you to go look at the highlights.
Hey, you guys got
Jacoby Brissett.
you got Jacoby Brissett as your
plays,
quarterback.
He plays it so well. You don't watch the all-22, though.
Jacoby
literally
Brissett.
He plays it so well. Why are
look
they
at little
losing?
highlight clips.
Jacoby Barbecue Brisket as your quarterback.
As someone who didn't
Listen.
watch this, Jacoby Brissett did throw the game-losing interception this past weekend. Just saying.
Yeah,
brother.
Against
brother.
Jeff,
That's
you're a homer,
right.
bro.
Wait, let him get up. Let him defend himself.
Let me defend myself first.
Fight back, Jeff.
Watch the tape.
Fight
that
back.
man does not make the same mistakes Baker, nor Jared Goff, nor none of these other quarterbacks do. Jacoby Brissett is actually smart-headed QB, runs on his feet. He's a smart guy, but Justin Herbert's light years better. That's why I think the Chargers still have a chance.
In the Browns' defense, they've had 3 bad quarterbacks. That doesn't mean I want to watch the tape now, Jeff. They're still not good, bro.
Jacoby
Above
Brissett
average.
could be Albert Einstein. He still sucks. Like, come
Just
on.
wait.
Doesn't
Week
matter.
14.
This is
Just
football,
wait.
not science,
wait.
Jeff.
Hey, man, I wanted to go back honestly to the Titans and who'd you say, Commanders. I think that game is such a snooze fest. It's not even funny.
Hey, that's why you got to bet on it. All right.
And the only reason, and honestly, I honestly don't even know because the Commanders do suck, but I feel like the Titans, I feel like people are hyping them up. They're not good.
mid, bro.
They're not good
Bet
again.
against Derrick Henry.
Like,
He'll
they're not-
stiff arm you in the shadow realm.
Derrick Henry played good 1 game this year so far.
The
And
king
name me-
is back.
Who have they played? Who have the Titans played? Oh, wait. Oh, please name me 1 good team the Titans have played. I will wait. Who? Exactly my point. And Derrick Henry has done nothing but struggle. I seriously think the Titans are overrated. I don't know why people even hyping them up this year, bro.
My issue with it is that Wentz randomly pops off and throws 5 touchdowns. So it might happen now.
Are we forgetting what Derrick Henry just did last week?
He's
What are we
rushed for over
thinking?
100.
And who did he play?
Rushed for over 100.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
I don't care who he played. This is the NFL, okay? Wins are wins. They lead to the record. He's going to go to the playoffs as they keep winning. I mean,
The Titans are going to the playoffs?
I think that could be a wild card team, yes. And that could be a hot take.
We will come back to that. We will come back to that.
With that
Remember it?
being said, with that hot take being said, that is all the time that we have for today. For Dominic Muller, for Isaiah Delgado, for Jeff Laux, and for Weluka Costa, I'm Riley Sheppard, and we'll see you all next week.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.